There comes a moment in every life when the soul whispers louder than the noise of the world. A moment when you're faced with two choices: shrink into the comfort of excuses, or rise into the unknown and demand more from life. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about feeling good for 5 minutes. This is about transformation. Total and absolute and irrevocable. Because you were not born for mediocrity. You were not designed to walk through life half awake, half alive. You were created with the power to imagine a future so massive it scares the weak. A vision so clear that it pulls you out of bed when you're tired, makes you sweat when no one is watching, and keeps you climbing when everything around you screams quit. This world will not hand you greatness. It will not reward your intentions. It will test your resolve. It will throw storms at your plans. It will demand proof not just of what you want, but of who you're willing to become to claim it. So let this be the declaration, the war cry of your soul. Dream big. Work relentless. Believe without doubt, because that's how every empire was built. Every name etched into history. Every legacy carved into stone. Mindset. It all begins with the battlefield of the mind. The territory between your ears is either your prison or your palace. Understand this: your thoughts are seeds, and every thought you plant takes root in your actions, in your attitude, in your reality. Most people live life reacting. They drift. They adapt to the expectations of others. They let life dictate what they become. But the great ones, the relentless ones, they decide. They don't need motivation because they have clarity. They don't chase shortcuts because they're building character. They know the truth. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your discipline. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." That's not a quote. That's law. So if you see yourself as broken, as unlucky, as a victim of your circumstances, you will live that out. You will fulfill that prophecy. But if you begin right now to command your thoughts like a warrior sharpens his blade, you will rewrite your future from the inside out. Your mind is the command center of your destiny. Guard it, train it, master it. Vision and clarity. A person without a vision is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by the winds of chance, pulled by the currents of distraction. You must become obsessed with a picture of your future that is so detailed, so vivid, so unshakable, that it blinds you to anything less. Walt Disney was once laughed out of boardrooms, called a fool, a dreamer. They didn't see what he saw, because his vision wasn't meant for their eyes. It was meant for his faith. You think the world will understand your dream. They won't, and they don't have to. What matters is, you understand it, then you feel it in your bones, that you breathe it. Then you close your eyes and see it until it becomes more real than the life you're reliving now. Clarity is the ultimate fuel. It slices through doubt. It eliminates hesitation. It gives you a target to end. When the target is clear, the mind locks in like a missile. No distractions, no confusion, just precision and purpose. Belief. But even clarity is powerless without belief. Belief is the fire that sets your dream ablaze. The difference between the man who stops at the first failure and the one who builds an empire out of every failure stacked beneath his feet. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. 10,000. But he didn't call them failures. He called them steps. That's belief. That's the kind of faith that doesn't flinch when the world laughs. And yes, you carry that same fire in you, the same spark, but only if you believe. Not just when it's easy, not just when you're inspired, but when the bank account is empty, when the progress is invisible, when the room is silent and no one is clapping. You believe without doubt. You walk forward when the path is dark. You keep showing up when there's nothing to show for it. That's where legends are made, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows of uncertainty. The world belongs to those who believe before they see. Discipline and work ethic. But belief alone isn't enough. Dreams die every day in the graveyard of good intentions. If belief is the engine, then discipline is the fuel. You must learn to love the grind. not tolerated. Love it. Because behind every overnight success is a decade of ruthless discipline. There are no shortcuts, no secrets, no magic formulas. There's only the work. Andrew Carnegie didn't stumble into fortune. He rose before the sun, obsessed over every detail, treated each hour like a brick in the foundation of his empire. If you're not willing to work relentlessly, don't expect extraordinary results. Your actions must scream louder than your dreams. Every day, every moment, you are casting votes for the person you're becoming. You don't rise when it's convenient, you rise every day. Because greatness doesn't punch a clock. It's forged in the fire of repetition. You want freedom? Earn it. You want legacy? Build it. And when the motivation dies, and it will die, your discipline will be the last thing standing between who you are and who you could be.